Welcome back to JRG Guitars. Up today, the 3 greatest words any guitar player can hear. New Guitar Day.
New Guitar Day. New Guitar Day. New Guitar Day. New Guitar Day. New Guitar Day.
Well, there's no suspense here. From the title of the video, you already know what the new guitar is. It's this beautiful baby right here, the PRS SE Custom 2408 in Eriza Verde finish. So in today's video, I'm going to run through what led me to order the guitar, the ordering process, waiting for shipment, tracking the shipment, having it arrive to my door, unboxing it, unveiling it, plugging in, listening to those guitar tones. This is an exciting day for sure. Let's get to it! Well, this journey for me started back in the spring of 2021 when PRS announced their new models. A lot of press came out. I was seeing a lot of YouTube videos with this guitar, and especially that Eriza Verde finish. It looked good, it sounded good, and I thought now was the time to step into the PRS swimming pool. I ended up ordering the guitar through Sweetwater as a first-time customer. I ordered it all the way back in April, and it took nearly 8 months, but it finally shipped. And then with my FedEx tracking number in hand, I tracked it all the way. It left the Sweetwater facility in Indiana, making a stop in a different city in Indiana before going over to Ohio, hitting 2 cities in Ohio, then making a turn back west, hitting Chicago, and then another city outside of Chicago, before finally making the turn down towards Missouri, and then further down into Texas, across through New Mexico with a stop in the Navajo Nation, until finally crossing over the border into California from Amboy to Rialto to North Hollywood, and finally to my door. That quick geography lesson was in there just to show how excited I was to track that package each step of the way as it's made its way to my home. Upon arrival, it was an impressive oversized box on the doorstep, and pulling it in, I am faced with a sticker that's plastered on the side warning you not to open the package, not to open up the guitar, let it sit for 24 hours so it can adjust on temperatures so it will not cause any kind of damage. And I actually did wait the 24 hours. It was difficult, but I sat on that thing till the next day and finally opened it up. So inside the oversized box was a lot of packing material, and then the actual box that contained the guitar. Sweetwater had opened up that box at their facility, inspected the guitar with its 55-point inspection, just to check and see if there's any visible defects that they could see. And then they repackage it, branding it with their sticker label on the top, sealing the corners, and then it comes my way. So upon opening that box, I'm presented with a nice PRS gig bag. They are nice padded gig bags. I then opened up the gig bag. Holy smokes. Wow. It's even more pretty than some of the pictures. Wow. Just beautiful. So the guitar is a 3-piece mahogany body with a maple cap, which we can see the cap thickness of, looks like about 1/4 of an inch, and then this beautiful flame maple on top is a veneer on top of the cap. We have 24 frets. It is a 25-inch scale length, bird inlays, so a single volume and single tone, master volume and tone for the overall output, and then I have individual coil splits for the neck and bridge, so it gives me a total of 8 different tonal combinations between my actual pickup selector and the coil splitting options. Alright, so here it is. So it's just a beautiful guitar from just looks alone. The finish on top is gorgeous. Beautiful neck, which is a three-piece neck and a rosewood fingerboard. I have to say the frets are done very well. They feel good up and down the side. Tuning keys are standard tuning keys. They are not locking keys, but that's not really a big deal for me. The nut is cut very well. I've had no tuning stability issues. The bridge itself is a floating tremolo bridge. It has these beautiful brushed saddles. I have not touched anything on the guitar from a setup standpoint, but just playing it is a lot of fun, and the tones you can get out of it are extremely useful. So I'm just going to run through some settings here and some pickup configurations. So what I have dialed in right here at the beginning was my Plexi Marshall emulation with like a tube screamer in front of it with just a little bit of tape delay and a plate reverb on there. I'm running bridge pickup in full humbucking mode, tone and volume dimed, just to sort of see this, just the rock sound. Sounds nice. If I go up here to the neck pickup, again, that's the bridge in humbucking and then that neck in humbucking. If I go with both pickups engaged, still in humbucking mode, so just a nice classic rock sound there. Just the neck pickup first of all in a clean tone humbucking. Then the bridge humbucking. Now we'll get interesting with some of our splitting. So a nice sound is going with the neck split and the bridge in humbucking mode. Then we can flip-flop those and we'll split the bridge and leave the neck in humbucking. So useful tones all around. Now these pickups are their TCI tuned capacitance inductance pickups. According to the Paul Reed Smith website and even an interview on YouTube with Paul Reed Smith, which I will link up above if you want to check it out, it has to do with them being able to tune the pickups specific to a particular guitar model. So these pickups tuned for this model. They are definitely not tuned to each individual guitar coming off the assembly line, but they're tuned for the model. So the question for me is, isn't that what pickup manufacturers have been doing forever and ever and ever? So you have Seymour Duncan, which has their all their line of pickups. So from Pearly Gates, Duncan Distortion, Duncan Customs, JB models, Jazz. They are tuned for a specific voice so that every time you order that pickup, it's the same. So I don't know what the difference is here, if it's just marketing jargon or if it actually has to do with something, but the pickups definitely sound good, and when you split them, you actually get pretty close to a good single coil tone. So let's split these. I'll go in the neck first. It definitely sounded single coil like. If I go now to the bridge, and first we'll start in humbucking mode. Single. So it sounds like a single coil. It does get close. It is definitely not going to replace a Strat with a single coil pickup, but you do get close, and all of the tones that I have been able to mess around with here are certainly very useful. If you can do this, you can sound close to single coil. So, gets close, gets in the ballpark. So I have noticed a couple things about the guitar that really can only be labeled as defects. First of all, I noticed that the actual tuning key on the low E string was very close to the corner of the headstock, and when comparing to the high E string, I saw much more clearance. And then when I looked at how the strings came off the nut and went into the headstock area to attach to the actual tuning machines, I can see that that low E doesn't come off at the same angle as the high E, because that hole was clearly just drilled slightly off. The other point that I noticed was when I took off the screws for the control cavity on the back of the guitar, one of the screws was not quite into the wood, and it just means when that was set on there and holes were drilled and it was screwed in, the control cavity just wasn't quite set right where it should be. It should have been offset just a little bit so that that hole for that screw would have been able to grab into more meat of the guitar. Well, there we go with this beautiful PRS SE Custom 2408 here behind me. Very happy with the purchase so far. We're early on, only played it a handful of times over a few days. I'll get to know the instrument more and more and experiment more and more with what it's capable of and the sounds that I can get. But so far so good. Very happy with this long-awaited guitar delivery. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like it, and ring that bell notification button so you'll know when the next video is coming out your way. We're going to hit you with a few more tone samples on the end as we come on out of the end of the video. So we'll see you next time from JRG Guitars.
JRG Guitars.